Okay, we're going to talk about some pros and cons comparing buying a pre-sale or brand new property compared to existing inventory. If you're enjoying this video, click below to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. So starting off with pre-sales, as you know, it's going to be a brand new home, and that is an amazing feeling to walk into a brand new property that no one else has lived there. There's a lot of value in that. There are also some considerations when it comes to financing and timeline. So typically when you're buying a pre-sale, you are making an offer and giving a deposit for a property that is not constructed yet. It might be 12 months away, some are even 3 to 4 years away. So you have to keep in mind, buying that property now is amazing. However, you're not actually going to be moving in for quite some time, and there are some considerations such as interest rates. We don't know what interest rate you're going to be getting for your mortgage because we don't know where rates are going to be when your property is actually ready to move in. B, your situation. So we typically would always want to run numbers to make sure that you qualify for that property now, even though you don't need the mortgage for another year, 2 years, 3 years. But you have to consider that your situation could change. So if you qualify today based on income, credit, down payment, you may not qualify for the same mortgage 2, 3 years down the road if your situation has changed for worse. On a good note, if you do proper planning, most people are able to achieve that mortgage. So it's all about educating yourself at the beginning and just knowing what your situation needs to look like as you progress and get closer to completion. We have seen a ton of property value uptick over the years, and a lot of people who have bought pre-sales are actually turning that key and moving in, and they've already made a ton of money on that property. Again, we don't know where the market is going to be, and if the market was down at that time compared to your purchase price, you do run the risk of having to put up more money if the property is worth less than what you paid. Now, in regards to the strata on a brand new property, as you can imagine, it's brand new. So they actually are forming the strata around you with the owners and with the strata council. So there's pros and cons to this. You can be a part of that and you can help form rules. There's also probably no skeletons in the closet because it is brand new. The flaw is that there's not going to be a lot of money in the strata contingency because it is brand new. However, typically, always a brand new development is going to have home warranty that would cover most major issues if there were any. From a tax perspective, in BC, you do not pay property transfer tax if it's an owner-occupied residence under $750,000 on brand new home. That said, there is GST payable on all brand new properties. GST is 5% of your purchase price, and we typically can factor that into your overall purchase price and factor it into financing. Now to talk about existing inventory. So these are properties that are used, if you want to call it that. Someone's living in the property right now, it's not brand new, so you're actually buying from a seller rather than a developer on a brand new home. So pros and cons to this as well. One of the main benefits is that you are typically moving into that home within 30 to 90 days. So you're actually moving into the property quite quickly, whereas again, with the pre-sale properties, it's usually years down the road. One major benefit of buying an existing property is your approval and your interest rate is firm. We have a firm approval before you remove subjects and give your deposit, and we know exactly what your interest rate is, so you have full confidence in financing and you don't run the risk of your situation changing before completion, again, comparing to a pre-sale property. So now talking taxes, on existing inventory, you are not going to pay GST on residential property. However, you are going to pay property transfer tax unless you fit into that first-time homebuyer category. So just to recap the conversation, there's pros and cons to both of these. Pre-sales run more risk in regards to situation changing, more risk in regards to not qualifying for your mortgage down the road if something has changed. There are a lot of benefits such as getting a brand new home. Oftentimes you've made money on that property before you've actually closed and are paying for your mortgage. And on the existing side, again, this is typically a quick close. You know what you're getting, you know your rate, you know your product. You don't run the risk of losing your financing. However, again, you're not getting a brand new home.